Hi, my name's Emma. I work for Age UK Salford on the Greater Manchester Nutrition and Hydration Programme. 1 in 10 older people are not eating and drinking enough to keep them healthy. Over 90% of these people live in the community, and often this isn't raised with them until they've lost a lot of weight, become ill, or lost their independence. Eating and drinking well is fundamental to a person's health, well-being and quality of life. As friends, family members, professionals and carers, we often miss the early warning signs that somebody may be losing weight or becoming dehydrated. And this can have serious consequences for their health and quality of life. And even if we do spot the signs, we often don't know whether we should be concerned, how to raise the issue with them, or what advice we should give. In Greater Manchester, we're asking everybody to start having simple conversations about eating, drinking, appetite and weight loss. This can help older people and their carers to understand the options available to them. It could break the cycle, which could be leading to weight loss or dehydration. We're here today to meet Hazel, who's a coordinator for the Home from Hospital service at Age UK Bolton, and Wyn, who's one of our volunteers. First of all, think holistically about the person. Look out for early warning signs, such as loss of appetite or difficulty buying or preparing food. You can also look out for visual signs of weight loss, such as loose clothes or somebody putting an extra notch in their belt. For dehydration, we can look out for signs such as headaches or UTIs. We encourage people to check the colour of their urine. If it's lighter in colour, that shows you're well hydrated. If it's dark and has a strong smell, that shows somebody may need to drink a bit more. The next step is to proactively ask about eating and drinking. Ask the following key questions. Have you lost weight without meaning to? Have you had a poor appetite, low energy or low mood? Do your clothes, shoes, jewellery or dentures look or feel loose? Does the PaperWeight Armband fit together and slide easily up and down? Take the opportunity to find out about hydration too. You could ask, when did you last have a drink? Or how many drinks do you have a day? We encourage all older people to try the PaperWeight Armband. It's a really simple, single-use tool which shows in an instant if somebody's BMI is likely to be less than 20. It's always worth trying, as some people may be wearing many layers, and sometimes it will surprise you who is actually underweight. People tend to respond well to its simplicity, so it's a helpful way to start the conversation. This is Wyn. She's our volunteer. She's agreed to demonstrate how the conversation could go.
So, thanks very much for inviting us to your home today. My name's Hazel. I work for the Age UK Home from Hospital team. And the idea of our conversation today is to have a bit of a chat about your diet, your appetite, how much you drink, and whether or not there's been any recent weight loss. So, Wyn, tell us a bit about your appetite. How's it been recently?
It's not as good as it used to be. I must admit, I don't eat as big a meals as I used to. I find them a bit too much sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'd just like to show you this. This is a clever tool, really, that we've been using. It's called the PaperWeight Armband, and it's been designed to put around a person's upper arm, connect the two red lines, and if it's loose on your arm, then it potentially means that you could need to study your diet a little bit closer. So, is it all right if I try it on you?
Yeah.
Now, we usually do it on the less dominant arm, so are you right or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
So we'll do it on your left.
Okay.
Okay, just take the sticky strip off. You just put your arm up for me. Wrap that around there. Put the two lines together. And as you can see, it is ever so slightly loose. Okay, so I'll just take that off. And now maybe we need to have a think about what we can talk about and how we can improve your diet.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, fine.
For most people, you can encourage them to make simple changes to their diet to see if that will help them to eat and drink better. However, if they have a medical condition, such as diabetes, or if they answer yes to any of the red flag questions, they should be signposted to their GP or dentist. You can encourage them to take a PaperWeight Armband and booklet with them.
So, Wyn, is it okay if I ask you some questions about your hydration and about your diet?
Fine, yeah.
Okay, the first one is, have you noticed any sudden weight loss recently?
No.
You've not. Well, that's good. And do you have any problems swallowing either food or drinks?
No.
Excellent. What about pain in your tummy when you eat?
No, nothing.
You don't have anything like
No.
that. And have you noticed any changes in your bowel habits at all?
No, I don't. I'm pretty regular, actually.
That's good. And what about your mouth? Do you have any sore issues, problems swallowing or
No.
using your mouth to eat food?
No, absolutely not. Fine.
Well, that's really good.
The final step is to explore options. Consider simple advice that will help the person to eat and drink a bit more. Connecting in with community support may also help.
So, Wyn, as you know, the PaperWeight Armband has shown that you could potentially be a little underweight.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a quick look at this Eat, Drink, Live Well booklet.
Yeah.
It's got lots of ideas and suggestions in it for us to enhance your diet.
Right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, fine.
So earlier on when we were talking, you said you're quite active.
Very much so. I do a lot of walking.
You do a lot of walking.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's quite important to have enough nutrients to balance the amount of activity that you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're taking that into consideration with your diet?
I try to, but probably not. If I look on it properly, probably I don't need enough to sustain the amount of energy I use.
Right, okay. So if we look into your appetite and how many meals a day you're having, which is, how many would you say?
I have 3 smallish meals a day.
3 smallish meals a day. Well, ideally, 6 small meals are just as good as 3 big ones.
Right.
Okay, so I know you're having 3 meals, but with you saying they're being small, you may not actually be getting enough in your diet. So just snacking in between those 3 meals will increase your dietary intake.
Okay.
All right, so, and also that will help you for when you go for your walks as well, in between. The booklet's brilliant. It's got some fantastic ideas on what kind of snacks and finger foods you can have in between those 3 meals, so you can have a look through there after. I remember when we were talking earlier, you told me about some soup that you made.
Yeah.
Now, this section of the booklet is brilliant because it tells us how to enhance or add further nutrients to an already created meal.
Yeah.
And what you did with your soup was you had a beautiful green vegetable soup, and just before it was served you added cream and butter. And that's exactly what this book, in this particular section of the book, is asking you to do or suggesting you do. It's boosting your food with additional things like grated cheese, etc, etc. Is that something that you've tried? Obviously you do with your soup.
Yeah, I like my butter.
And you like your cheese? Do you like cheese?
I like my mashed potato with lots of butter in.
Lovely.
Tastes nicer.
That's exactly the kind of thing that we're talking about, really. Let's have a look now at another part of your diet that is important, and that's hydration. How many drinks would you say you had a day?
On average, 5-6 cups of tea a day. And if it's hot, I will have water with it, but not necessarily every day.
All right. Well, 6 is what we suggest as a minimum. Okay, so maybe you need to up that a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, some people use the colour of their water as a guide. Have you ever considered doing that?
Yes, I do that. I do check it every now and then. Not every day, but I do check it every now and again. See how pale it is or dark.
Yeah, so obviously the darker it is, the more you need to drink to hydrate yourself more. That's good. That's good that you're doing that. This is a really useful page. It's got ideas for every day of the week, 6 small meals going across the page.
Yeah.
So if you're running out of ideas, I'm going to leave this booklet with you
That's
for
brilliant.
you to refer to in case you get stuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
is that all right with you?
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Wyn.
Thank you.
So Hazel, how have you found it using the PaperWeight Armband?
People seem really interested when we bring it out and explain to them what it is. When we demonstrate the armband, it's also helpful evidence to prove that yes, in certain circumstances, when it is loose, they may be in need of looking at the diet.
And Wyn seemed really interested in the booklet. Have you found that you've had a good response to the booklet as well?
Very much so, because we can talk about it while we're in the assessment. There's lots of good ideas and suggestions for people who haven't got a very good appetite, or because they've been in hospital, they're too tired or too poorly to actually make full meals. And there's some very good advice about fortifying milk. And all these things are good to talk about in the assessment, but then we leave the booklet with them and they can refer to it as and when, which is something that they like to do.
To recap, If someone answers yes to any of the key questions, it's likely they're not getting enough from their diet. This could impact greatly on their health and quality of life, but can often be prevented. Check the red flag questions to see if you need to signpost to the GP or dentist. If not, you can encourage them to make some small changes to increase the amount they are eating. If they try following the tips from the booklet for 12 weeks and don't gain weight, they should raise this with the GP. Introducing the paperweight armbands in a group setting is a helpful way to raise awareness and to start discussions about eating and drinking well. People are always interested to try out the paperweight armband, and it can be useful for everybody to share ideas about quick, easy meals to make, ways to boost your appetite, or local cafes and lunch clubs. Even a 5-minute discussion could give someone the encouragement they need to make a change. If you want to learn more about malnutrition and swallowing difficulties, complete our e-learning tool. Register for free at paperweightarmband.org.uk. For any more advice, or to find out what's going on in your community, contact your local Age UK or visit our website at ageuksalford.org.uk.